The DACC Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships presents Understanding Financial Aid. So today's presentation, we will get started on giving you an understanding of what financial aid is. This should also help you as a student understand how you apply for financial aid, as well as what types of financial aid you can use for your educational expenses. The first step to apply for financial aid is to know what financial aid is. The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid. Every student that is applying for federal financial aid will complete this application every academic year. Once you work through the FAFSA application, you can input the DACC school code. The school code allows the institution to receive your FAFSA, to review your information provided on the FAFSA, and that will help determine what type of federal student aid you may be eligible for. The FAFSA for 2023-2024, this current school year, you will refer back to tax year of 2021. We do go back 2 years prior in reviewing student and parent tax information. The FAFSA for 2023-2024 is applicable for semesters fall of 2003, spring of 2004, and summer 2004. Please note that the FAFSA for next academic year, 2004-2005, is expected to open beginning in December. Please keep your eyes out from the Office of Financial Aid for any additional information coming your way. So now once you've completed the FAFSA, you want to determine how your aid will be awarded. The types and amounts of aid a student is awarded can be based on a cost of attendance or the student's budget. This is an estimation of educational expenses for a given academic year. Educational expenses include tuition, fees, books, supplies, room and board, and transportation. Aid is also determined based on the student's expected family contribution as well as their financial need. Your expected family contribution, or the EFC, is an index number used to determine your eligibility for federal student financial aid. This number results from the information you provide in your FAFSA every academic year. Your EFC is calculated according to a formula established by law and considers your family's taxed and untaxed income, assets, and benefits, such as unemployment or Social Security. Schools use the EFC to determine your federal aid eligibility and financial aid award. We understand that there may be gaps in the amount of aid you need, so students are welcome to visit our financial aid offices at each DACC campus. The types and amounts of aid a student is awarded is also based on their financial need. Financial need is the difference between cost and the ability to pay, the difference between a college's cost of attendance and the EFC. So, financial need is defined by this formula. Financial need equals cost of attendance minus your EFC. A student who has a 0 EFC is said to have full need, since their financial aid need will equal the cost of attendance. Financial need can increase when the cost of attendance increases and the EFC decreases. Financial need can also increase as income decreases or the number of children in college increase, since this creates a lower EFC. Financial need depends not just on the income, but also on the cost of college attended by the student. So once a student is awarded their financial aid, what exactly is financial aid? Well, financial aid gives you the funds to help you afford the cost of college. There are grants, whether they're state or federal grants, student loans, federal or private loans, work study, as well as scholarships, which would be institutional or outside private scholarships. Grants are considered the free money. Grants are the ones that a student does not have to repay. Grants can help reduce the amount of student loans that a student might have to borrow. Grants can help reduce a student's out-of-pocket expenses. Grants can also help low-income students afford college. The federal Pell Grant is awarded only to undergraduate students who display exceptional financial need and have not earned a bachelor's, graduate, or professional degree. Unlike a loan, the Pell Grant does not have to be repaid. How much can a student be offered, though, for a federal Pell Grant? Those amounts can change yearly. The maximum Pell Grant award for the 2023-2024 aid year is $7,395. The SEOG grant is awarded to students that have the most financial need. It does not need to be repaid, and depending on a student's financial need when they apply, the amount of other aid received, and the ability of funding at your institution, that will determine the amount awardable, thus making it important for you to complete and submit your FAFSA early. In addition to federal grants, the state of New Mexico offers grants to its students. The LEAP grant, or formerly known as the SSIG, provides need-based grants to help low-income graduate students who are New Mexico residents help pay towards their educational expenses. The SSIG grant is available on a first-come, first-served basis, and priority is given to students who also receive the Pell Grant. It's important to understand what types of loans you are offered. Generally, there are two types of student loans, federal and private. Federal student loans and federal parent loans. These loans are funded by the federal government. Private student loans are loans that are non-federal loans made by a lender, such as a bank, credit union, or state agency. If you absolutely need to borrow money to pay for college, start with federal loans. There are direct subsidized loans and direct unsubsidized loans. Direct subsidized loans are available to undergraduate students with financial need. The U.S. Department of Education pays the interest on a direct subsidized loan while you're in school at least half-time for the first 6 months after you leave school. This is referred to as a grace period, and during a period of deferment, which is a postponement of loan payments. Direct unsubsidized loans are available to undergraduate and graduate students. There is no requirement to demonstrate financial need. You, the student, are responsible for paying the interest on a direct unsubsidized loan during all periods. If you choose not to pay the interest while you are in school and/or during your grace periods, the interest of the unsubsidized loan will accrue. For instance, if you borrow $1,000 your first semester and complete your associate degree 4 semesters later, that interest has been accruing since the loan was first paid to you. The current interest rates for direct subsidized loans and direct unsubsidized loans, first disbursed on or after July 1st, 2022, or July 1st, 2023, are at 5.5%. When you accept your loan, you will need to complete the Master Promissory Note. This is a legal document in which you promise to repay your loan or loans and any accrued interest and fees back to the Department of Education. It also explains the terms and conditions of your loans. In addition to completing your Master Promissory Note, you do need to complete your online entrance counseling. In addition to entrance counseling, exit counseling is required when you leave school or when you drop below half-time enrollment. The purpose of exit counseling is to ensure you understand your student loan obligations and that you are prepared for repayments. You will learn what your federal student loan payments will look like after school. The Department of Education will recommend a repayment strategy that best suits your future plans and goals. Work study is another type of financial aid award. Work study can be federally funded or state funded. However, in order to be eligible for work study, you must complete a FAFSA. Undergraduate students must also be enrolled at a minimum of 6 credit hours and maintain satisfactory academic progress. If you do not have work study posted or awarded to your financial aid award, DACC students can complete their work study waitlist form. This allows our office to review students if we have additional funding available and to award students. However, funds are limited. They are awarded on a first-come, first-served basis. It is also up to the students to find and apply for jobs throughout the institution. Students are eligible to work up to 20 hours a week. However, the only difference with work study and other financial aid awards is that you do not get paid out for work study. You earn your pay as you would on basic student employment. Scholarships are another type of financial aid award. Some may require demonstration of financial need, meaning a student will have to complete a FAFSA. Some scholarships can be internal, and some scholarships can be external. Internal or institutional-based scholarships are awarded directly by the institution, DACC. External or outside scholarships can be awarded by community businesses, such as the Community Foundation of Southern New Mexico, corporations, such as McDonald's or Chick-fil-A, or private donors. Students should submit a scholarship application every academic year, whether that be internal or external. The DACC internal scholarship application is known as Scholar Dollars. This online application system allows any DACC student to complete their application once and to be pulled into many scholarships that they could be eligible for. Scholarships can be based off of student degree programs, GPA, residency status, enrollment, as well as based off of students' personal statements, educational and career goals, as well as any leadership qualities that students go ahead and complete the qualitative portion of their Scholar Dollar application. The application for 2024-2025 opens October 1st. We highly suggest students complete their Scholar Dollar application prior to March 1st. So this way there is a priority in terms of reviewing all those applications that are done prior to the end of a spring semester. As a New Mexico resident, students are also eligible for the New Mexico-based scholarships. Some of the most common are the New Mexico Legislative Lottery Scholarship, as well as the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. The New Mexico Legislative Lottery Scholarship will pay up to 100% of tuition up to an undergraduate degree. Those students must be a resident of New Mexico, must have graduated from a New Mexico high school, or received a high school equivalency while maintaining residency in New Mexico. They must enroll full-time within 16 months of their high school graduation, in addition to maintaining a 2.5 cumulative GPA. The New Mexico Opportunity is available for those students that are also a New Mexico resident. This pays up to tuition and fees and up to 90 credit hours at a 2-year institution in the state of New Mexico. A 2.5 GPA is required in addition to students enrolling at least 6 credits or 12 credits, depending on your high school graduation date. Neither of these scholarships require a FAFSA application. However, a FAFSA is highly encouraged. For students receiving federal financial aid, they must also meet Satisfactory Academic Progress, or SAP. SAP includes GPA, completion rate, and time frame. A student's grade point average must be a cumulative 2.0 or better. However, if a student is receiving the New Mexico Opportunity or the New Mexico Legislative Lottery scholarships, The requirements are to maintain a 2.5 cumulative or better. In addition to reviewing and maintaining a GPA, students must also be meeting their completion rate. Students must complete 70% of all their courses attempted. So for instance, if a student is enrolled in 13 credits for this fall semester, they must complete a minimum of 10 credits in order to remain above the 70% completion rate. And time frame. Time frame is the maximum of 150% of the published length of any academic program or certificate. For example, a student seeking an Associate of Criminal Justice requires 60 credits within that program. Federal financial aid regulations will allow financial aid to pay up to 150% of that published length of program, meaning financial aid will pay up to 90 credits under the Associate of Criminal Justice. If a student receives more or goes above the 90 credit status, then they may become unsatisfactory, and students have an ability or the option to submit an appeal for financial aid to review their academic progress. Understanding what happens when a student withdraws, drops, or fails certain classes or withdraws from an entire semester. Consequences could include billing for canceling or withdrawing from courses prior to the end of a term, billing for financial aid received, but courses that were never attended could occur. Students that withdraw or drop can also have an impact on their satisfactory academic progress, as well as implicating the future of receiving any financial aid or scholarships. If a student is withdrawing from a semester, it could have implications on their financial aid. Their financial aid awards could be billed back, their tuition could be billed back, and then the student could fall below satisfactory academic progress. If a student is having or meeting failing grades, it is highly important to come and speak with the financial aid office, so this way we may better be able to guide you in terms of your academic progress, as well as any future aid and scholarships that could be available or impacted for further semesters. So we would like to thank you for your time. If you have any questions, you can visit any of our financial aid advisors at our East Mesa campus, Espina campus, Sunland Park location, and Gadsden Center. There is a financial aid advisor available for walk-ins daily. You can also contact us via email at finaid@dacc.nmsu.edu.